I support the motion. And just some very quick points. Madam Speaker, it must be remembered that Article 94 and 95 of the Constitution have always remained very clear. Nothing will have the force of law in this country unless it is passed by Parliament. And sometimes people forget that. They think that they can hide under subsidiary legislation or regulation and pass laws that will have the effect of law. They must be remembered that will not happen. And I want to commend the committee for this kind of move. Madam Speaker, it must be said that however good intentioned one is, it is not sufficient to consult some people outside or even those in the executive or the judiciary or any other arm of government and assume that you can overlook Parliament. I am even shocked to hear that such regulations could be proposed without engaging the relevant committee on education. That is outrageous. I think that is something that must be discouraged at all levels. Any regulations made under any particular area must involve the relevant committee before it is then presented as regulations to be adopted. Madam Speaker, it is quite important to note that especially in the education sector, there is so much that is going on. There are so many committees. As we speak, I'm aware that there had been a committee that was appointed to look into various areas, especially in re-engineering the education sector. To the best of my knowledge, that report has not been considered by this House, either in terms of amending the Act or in terms of any regulations. But I'm surprised that I learned that my very good friend, Professor Dote, and a team have now been appointed as the implementing committee. They've already started implementing something that has not been passed as law, something that has not been even considered in terms of regulations. I think that is utter contempt for the National Assembly. That is the perfect example of why we must send a warning to all those who think they can bypass Parliament by bringing policy and implementing it before it becomes law. These regulations must not just be rejected, but they must be rejected with a very clear message that if you bring another set without consulting the relevant committee, without consulting the public, then they will be rejected until doomsday. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Dagoretti.